Market update here on the 6th. Starting here with Tesla again, down again. Another rough day. I think personally, well, yesterday when I did my update, it was during the day, and I think we were still up a little bit, or like up around the area where it could still be an expanded flat. I think that that's not valid anymore. We've gone too far down. We went all the way down to 173 today. And so I'm just kind of looking at the overall chart, and what I see is we're probably going down to 160, to be honest, at this point. Just take a look at this right here, and look where it takes us to, 160. There's a gap fill down here, and that's a demand zone. Again, this can go all the way down here to 148, though. That is the 1.61 fib of this W wave right here. So W, X, Y, like that. That could happen too. It's a 1.61 fib, but 162 is probably my target. I'm hedging pretty hard here. Even though we're already down a bunch, I'm hedging to a point where if it does bounce, I can just add to my position because I think we're probably going to come down anyway. But also hedging just in case it just goes down tomorrow. It might just head down there right now. This is an impulse move. It makes a lot of sense for it not to bounce here. We're so close to it. And I think that this could be the third wave right here, the end of the third wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 like that. Again, this stock is very ambiguous though lately, so we'll see if this plays out. Because again, the market, I don't think the market has topped out yet. It could have, but there's a good chance QQQ is going to go to 443. I'll do that here in a second. So that's a possibility. The other possibility is, which is a very, very slim chance, is this is still an expanded flat, which would look like this. That's a very, very slim chance based on the overall market. And then there's one other possibility, that is we're going to 148, and that would look like this. So obviously I'm pretty bearish now overall. Unfortunately, I was trying to be bullish here because I'm tired of hedging. I do own some shares. I'm tired of hedging, but we picked the wrong stock. If you're in this stock, you just picked the wrong stock for right now. Nvidia is the stock to pick, but I have a feeling that Nvidia is going to top out here, probably around 1,000, I would say. But the money is going to start flowing into Apple and Tesla. So I think that it'd be the wrong move to switch over to Nvidia now. I think that if you've already been in these stocks, like I have, I've been in 3 stocks that have been absolutely horrible. I've been in SoFi, I've been in Tesla, and I just got in Apple actually, so I haven't been in that one very long. So I've been in Tesla and SoFi, and they've been absolutely horrible. Been hedging for months now. So, yeah, this is a third possibility here. We made a 5th wave right here because this made 3rd wave right here. We made a 5-wave move right here, so that could be the end of wave 1, or it's going to extend down to 162. Potential bounce up here to the 0.5 fib, which is sitting here at 190. And if that happens, then you're looking at a 3rd wave down here to like 155, bounce, and then maybe hit this 146 gap fill. And then that would be the bottom. And after that, we can finally be finished with this correction. If you're in this stock for the last couple months, it's been brutal. So let's say it goes to 162. Let's say here in the next like week or two. Then the next target after that is we're going much higher. We're going to go all the way up to $366. So yeah, it sucks right now, but oh, I'm on the regular chart. I should be on the log chart. That's going to give me a higher target though. So it's going to go much higher basically after we bottom here. I don't even care if it does the expanded flat here to 207. It's still coming down here, so it doesn't really matter. After hours we're down, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I'm expecting potentially to finish 162. I'd actually prefer that the most, but I'm not going to be surprised if it bounces back up here to 188 and then sells off after that. But again, if you look at this wave right here, usually the A and the C waves would be kind of similar. It didn't bounce at all. So now that we've started this move down, why would it bounce back to 188? It's probably just going to do a small bounce and continue down. And again, it could come all the way down here to 148. So got to be careful with this stock. Pretty brutal. But again, it's going to go higher after that. So you're going to see the narrative shift. What's the narrative right now? Every day there's a new hit piece on Tesla. Plant shut down. Cybertruck crashes. Elon saying something on Twitter. What else? There's all kinds of different things going on right now with Tesla. You have that lawsuit against Elon's comp package. And I mean, I'm not a big fan of what him speaking either, but I'm in the stock now, so I'm hoping that he shuts up and we can get a bounce in the stock here in the next like month or two. So that's Tesla for now. Apple, kind of changed my opinion on Apple too. I think that Apple's probably in a C wave. I originally had this as a first wave. I'm going back to how I saw it before. So months ago, I had this as A, B, C like that. And now it's finally playing out. I don't have patience, so it's finally playing out now. This right here is an expanded flat. And we're making a C wave down now. So we have 1, 2. I think we're finishing a third wave right here. So I would expect Apple to bounce here soon. I would think maybe tomorrow too. I would think it needs to bounce here soon. It's already hit the 1.61 fib. You see here. So if it bounces, I'm just looking for this daily supply zone, 173 to 177. And then I'm looking for another move down, potentially all the way down here to a gap fill at 158. And if that happens, it could even cross into the first wave. It doesn't matter. This is the last wave. But overall, I think Apple is going to go higher. I think we're looking at, let's see what the length of the first wave would take us to. I think Apple is going to go to minimum 202. If it stops earlier than that, it could come up here to like 210, 220. And who knows, maybe it'll go higher than that. I don't know. Maybe you get an extension. So Apple, looking for a fourth wave and then a fifth wave down and then a big move higher. So I don't mind holding Apple. My average is like 172 or something like that. So I don't mind holding it even through this. Maybe I'll sell some covered calls right here, or could even take profit right here and then wait for the next move down. But that's kind of risky. So that's Apple. No, I'm not going to do SoFi in this video. QQQ. So in the last video, I said wave 1 down. I think we're in a wave 2. And we have a gap fill up here at 443. I think it's likely we hit that gap fill before going down. But it is possible. It is possible that it just starts going down from here. We hit the 0.5 fib. So regardless, again, you're looking for gap fill at 425, regardless of where it comes from. Let's say we go to 443. And then you're looking for a bounce to 430. And we're looking for a move probably down to probably 418. But that's also in no man's land. So again, we can go all the way. No, that's not right. We can go all the way to 407. 418 to be around the 1.23 fib, and potentially it stops at 421 as well. But just based on what I see, it could be shorter than that too, but based on this being a first wave, it's probably going to at least 418. So that's right here. And there's no demand zone there. The next demand zone is at 407. So the next day or two, you might want to hedge your portfolio because potentially a big move coming down. Invalidation on this big move would be above 446. So the dollar sold off today. Kind of weird that it's selling off, but I think that it's getting ready for a spike for the sell-off. So let's see here. Yeah, this could potentially be a B wave. If it's a B wave, then just look for a spike potentially back up here to 105.55 or so. Again, invalidation on this is 107.42. Probably not going to get there. That's a pretty big spike. And then you're looking for that next move down. So that's another thing, though. If you are like worried about, your positions, they're probably going to go higher. Just not right now, I don't think. Probably have to wait till April for them to start going higher. And I think that we're probably going to top out in the summertime. So summertime will probably be like a low volume melt up. So that's pretty much the ones I followed today. I can look at NVIDIA, but again, it's just in a fifth wave, I think. So I'm not going to go over this right now. I think it's probably going to 1,000. It already hit my target, so could potentially be starting a fourth wave right now on this move right here. So who knows? It keeps on extending. Let's go over SPY. SPY I looked at today. Haven't looked at it in a while. So SPY might be. It's so hard to say because this came back into the first wave right here. I was thinking this is wave 1, this is wave 2. It retraced to the 0.5 fib. We crossed the parallel line here, but this only makes this the third wave. So that would mean we're going much, much higher because that means we are sitting here like that's only the third wave. Pull back, another move higher after that. So that's possible though with the dollar dying. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense because this can't be a fourth wave. It came back into the first wave. So I think this is probably one wave right here. Like that. And then we have a second wave pullback. That makes this the third wave of the third wave. This is the first, second. That means we're going much higher and that this will probably not be stopping for a long time. So I would think we'd probably get a fourth wave here soon and then get a fifth wave and then I don't know. It's different than QQQ though because QQQ I have starting an overall fourth wave. So maybe I'm wrong about this and I need to look at this I guess more in depth. This doesn't make as much sense based on where QQQ's at. So I'll look at it more in depth and get back to you. Bitcoin is going higher here. It was going higher, I guess. Not anymore. I still think it's probably in a fourth wave, but there's no red candles on the daily yet. You're going to see some red candles on the daily when the fourth wave starts. My target is still the low 50s unless it keeps on extending. But if you zoom in here, we got a big drop here. I think that this is probably an A wave down. the 1.61 fib is down here around 54,000. So I think probably 54,000 would be a good spot to look at. You have daily demand here between 50 and 51. What else we got here? Google is going down a bunch. It's in weekly demand though, so it might not be a bad buy. We'll see if it can hold weekly demand. I had this as a diagonal, and it still can be a diagonal, I guess. But it needs to bounce soon. I don't think it can break below a second wave, so it would have to stop here in this weekly demand and start bouncing here soon. Yeah, that was a third wave. You can see it hit the. It's possible Google is actually in a fourth wave still too, another big fourth wave. Because if it breaks down here lower than this, it's not a diagonal. So that would just make it similar to Apple, where it's A, B, C like that. Let's actually look at it like that for a second. So the 1.61 fib it went a little bit past the 1.61 fib, but then you get this move right here. It's the exact same chart as Apple, basically. So, not quite, but Google might be coming lower. 128 is the 1.61 fib. Maybe Google does something like this. And again, the first wave ended at 102. Third wave right here. Let's just see how far of a pullback that would be. And maybe the third wave ended right here. This is a first here. I think the third wave ended right here. So A right here potentially. ABC up here for a B wave. And then a 5-wave move down here. That could go all the way down to max. Probably not going that far, but 104. I would say based on what I drew up here, the third wave would be at, again, 128. Let's see where it bounces to. So 134 basically. Could be looking at like 120 here. We can look at if there's any gaps down here. So the only gap I see is right around that area. It's at 118. So potentially 118 on Google. That would be a massive sell-off. If that happens, then your QQQ is probably going to go back to low 400s if that happens. So 418 potential landing spot for Google. We have this weekly demand here. Let's just see below that if there's any other demand zones. I don't see any other demand zones. Yeah, this is the demand zone I'd be looking at right here, 120 to 118. So if that happens, then you're looking at this like, but then it's going higher after that. So Google, not looking good. Apple, the same thing, but they have the same chart basically. Microsoft coming down here too. I'm assuming that this is the same thing as Apple and them. I was saying this is going to be a fifth wave start, but this is probably the exact same thing. A, B, and with Microsoft, it can go I would say max 385. But you have a demand zone right here at 399 to 393, and it's already sold off a ton. So let me zoom in here a little bit farther. Microsoft might be done faster than the other ones. Or it could be also, that could be wave 1 as well. So this could end up being, remember the max is 385. So it'd be something like that. And let's zoom out here and just take a look. One, two, three, four. You know, at that point, it actually looks like it might be a extension. So if it's gonna go higher on Microsoft, this might be an extension. So 1, 2. So that's what I see on Microsoft, down potentially to 385 max, and we'll see what happens. I think that's it for this video. Hopefully it helped you out a little bit. Apple probably gonna bounce and then go lower. Same with Google. Microsoft has potential to go 385. Tesla potentially going down to 162. Actually, probably going to 162. Max 148. Very slim chance of doing an expanded flat to 207 now. So that's it. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates. Catch you in the next video.